The first thing he did was to secretly stick a needle into the horse's hindquarters. As the guard flew toward Jack to rescue him, he seized the moment to flick a pebble that struck the horse squarely on the neck. The startled horse then kicked the prince squarely in the groin, instantly robbing him of his most precious possession. Little did anyone know her audacity stemmed from knowing the guard would never expose her. This Jack was the stand-in brought to share the prince's bed on his wedding night. Lily's motive: to propel the stand-in to power and utterly replace the real prince, for Lily had already died once. In her previous life, she had drained her maternal family's fortune to help the prince ascend to the position of crown prince. Yet the prince, once he had crossed the river, pulled up the bridge, not only did he frame her entire family for treason and collaboration with the enemy, he even slaughtered all 180 members of her household. On the brink of death, her swollen belly protruding, she begged the prince for mercy. Unexpectedly, she learned a shocking secret from the secondary consort. All these years, it had been a body double sharing his bed. Even the child she carried belonged to Jack. In the end, the prince struck with ruthless cruelty, kicking him in the stomach with such force that he died instantly. Perhaps heaven took pity on him, for he reincarnated on the very day of his wedding. The next moment, he saw the prince and his concubine Mia approaching, Mia holding a cup of ceremonial wine. To avoid repeating history, he pretended to help the prince undress and secretly swapped their cups. Then he feigned ignorance and drank the poisoned wine. Mia, satisfied he'd consumed the poison, left the room. Inside, the prince was about to consummate the marriage with Lily when suddenly darkness engulfed him and he collapsed onto the bed. Seeing her chance, Lily drew her hairpin, ready to kill the prince and avenge her family. Yet at the last moment, she hesitated. She noticed scars on the prince's body and guessed he must have used a body double. Those execution-like scars. If he used a double to humiliate Lily, then Lily would make the prince taste the same humiliation of being replaced. She bit her finger, dripping blood onto the wedding veil to fake the bloodstain. The next morning, Lily discovered the prince was no longer last night's body double, yet he still sought revenge through the double. If he only appeared at night, his plan would never succeed. To win the double over to his side, he deliberately brandished the blood-stained handkerchief to provoke the prince. Sure enough, the prince turned pale at the sight. He returned and beat the double, Jack, mercilessly, warning him viciously, even if he discarded this trash, it wasn't for Jack to covet. He didn't know the double had secretly loved Lily for years. The princess had saved the double's life back then, and the scar on Lily's face was from protecting him then. Just then, Lily had told her father about the prince seeking a double. She turned and brought the prince some chicken soup, deliberately mentioning she'd seen the scars on his body last night, urging him to drink more to nourish his body. The prince hastily pulled his collar tight, pushing away the soup and claiming no appetite. After Lily departed, he ordered Jack to discard the broth. Though Jack obeyed, tears welled in his eyes as he handled the bowl. He dipped his finger into the soup to taste it, knowing Lily had prepared it with such care, only for the prince to waste it thus. Unbeknownst to them, Lily had never left. She sat nearby, witnessing everything, realizing the body double's true feelings for her. Lily suddenly felt confident she could control the entire situation. Just then, the prince found Mia and told her what had happened. As long as Jack's scar remained, she risked exposure. Then the military power of the general's mansion would be lost. Mia immediately offered a solution. She'd heard of a secret medicine in the southern frontier that could remove scars, though its application was excruciatingly painful. But the prince cared not for this. He ordered Mia to procure it immediately. Unexpectedly, Lily happened to possess it. She had originally acquired it to remove her own scar. Now, to ensure the double perfectly replaced the prince, she had her maid secretly place the medicine in Mia's room, for she knew clearly, once the double scar was gone, no one could distinguish their identities. Unexpectedly, the prince suddenly pushed open the door and entered. Lily instantly recognized the figure before her as Jack. The prince never sought him out voluntarily. To exploit this Jack once more, she deliberately picked up the sachets on the table, claiming they were talismans of safety she'd sewn for him by hand. Jack inquired if she'd seen the scars on his body, and, unwilling to see him hurt again, had prepared him chicken soup and embroidered these blessings for his safety. Lily replied, "What else could it be?" Her words sent a jolt through Jack's heart. He hurriedly excused himself on official business. Watching his receding figure, Lily knew her plan was nearly successful. She recalled her father's words, "Jealousy can drive harem women mad." When a man discovers all the good fortune meant for him has fallen to a faithless deceiver, how would he react? On the day of her return visit, Lily applied an aphrodisiac to the prince's hand. As the potion took effect, the prince and Mia became inseparable. When Jack reminded him it was time to accompany the princess to her family home, he refused to listen, fearing gossip if Lily returned alone. Jack took it upon himself to rush to the general's residence. Seizing the moment, Lily confronted him directly about his true identity, offering to help him ascend to the throne. As Jack reeled in shock at the revelation of the real prince, the door burst open. A furious voice demanded to know what they were doing. Lily feigned ignorance of who had barged in.